Hey there guys, and welcome to another Factorio video. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me again. I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be mostly a discussion video, but I just wanted to kind of pass along some information to you and kind of just condense down a lot of information we've had from different places in regards to everything so far that I'm aware of and can find that has been confirmed for Factorio 1.1. Now, a while ago, I did a video saying what what my hopes and expectations for 1.1 were, and a couple of things I mentioned are actually in this, which is awesome. But those were just purely my hopes and just kind of theories. But these things I'm going to list here have actually been talked about as being worked on or completed by the devs, or very, very strongly hinted at. So we're going to start here. Just one of the more, I guess, kind of non-gameplay related ones would be that the menu, the main menu, is going to have kind of a scene simulation instead of just the kind of static image that's been up there of kind of the messy factory. There's actually going to be kind of a slideshow of images of a factory being built, is my understanding. They talk about it in one of the recent Friday Facts. I will list, I will link down in the description all the things where I'm getting this information from. So that one's kind of nice, just a little addition to what we have. There are two huge ones and then a couple pretty big ones. So the next huge one here that has been confirmed and talked about pretty extensively is train stop limits. And I'm not going to go into a huge detail with this because it would be very lengthy, and I went into a lot of detail with it in the Friday Facts that was talked about, and the Friday Facts, of course, goes into detail with it as well. But basically, what this is going to be is this is going to let you set train limits per train stop. So you'll be able to go into the train stop, and you'll be able to enable or disable trains limit and then set that to whatever you want. So for example, say you set it to 3. Well, once 3 trains are assigned to that station, so if there's 1 already there and then 2 on the way, or 3 already there lined up, or just 3 on the way, whenever there's 3 assigned there, it's basically going to not let that station accept any more trains. And again, there's some more details with this, but that's the general principle of it. And this is going to really, really help with balancing trains and having trains with the same stop name, which is kind of like a kind of makeshift solution we use now to balance out trains and mega bases and big delivery systems and tons of outposts. But this new feature is going to make it so much easier, so much smoother. It's going to be fantastic. I am super, super excited for this one. Again, I will link the Friday Facts in the description, or you can look at the Friday Facts discussion video on my channel. And we go into much more detail there, the Friday Facts does. So that's one big one. The next big one is one that I actually kind of hoped for and requested in my other video, and that is some Spidertron improvements. So we have the Spidertron here. The biggest improvement that's going to be coming is that the Spidertron is going to be able to request items. It's going to have request slots, basically just like your player, so the robots can actually deliver to it. This is huge. This is something that was very obviously missing, and probably the highest requested thing I'd imagine in regards to it, or just in general from 1.0 into 1.1. So this is going to now be able to have request slots, and then a few other small things with it, it's going to just avoid being in the way, when you go to place buildings. It can be kind of tricky sometimes. You can see here, it's kind of hitting the legs and not working. This won't really be a problem. They're fixing that, so the legs kind of just step aside. Same with it just not standing directly on train tracks, just to make it look a little nicer. But another pretty big thing here is you'll actually be able to copy and paste settings and setups between these. So you'll be able to copy and paste the color and the name from one to the other, and then also when you copy paste, it will copy and paste the grid layout, basically the setup in here, to the next one, which is super cool. So it's going to be really, really nice and helpful. Obviously you still have to get the items and put them in here, but the setup will be the same, which is awesome. So that will be really, really nice. Both those things with the Spidertron. The next thing that has been confirmed and talked about fairly extensively in our Friday Facts recently is improved ghost placing. So this includes several things. One of the first one being is you will be able to ghost faster place. So currently you can't do that when you go to try to fast replace something like in ghost mode. It just doesn't work. Especially like, so for example, like if you have a belt going one direction that's a ghost, and then you try to ghost place like switch the direction of that ghost, it doesn't really work. So just to show you here, if we have this here, when you go to do this, it doesn't work, but that will work. I'm trying to just reverse the direction here. It doesn't work. It can also, and then if you have like normal belt, it'll also allow you to basically just transition a normal belt and then change the direction of that too very easily. So that's super nice. Another one here is the power pole connections. So finally, finally they're making it so that power pole connections, like the wire orientation and connections, are retained through blueprints. So when you go to all the trouble to make your super nice, a nicely designed wire view in your blueprints, in your builds, and then you blueprint them and have the bots place them, they will actually transition over that nicely designed setup you had with the power poles and connections, and it will retain that. Currently, and basically forever, it's never done that. That the bots just kind of place the poles and the connections do whatever, and then it ends up looking horrible after you spend so much time making it nice, because it just doesn't retain that. It didn't retain that in the blueprints, but it will in 1.1. So that's awesome. A few other little power pole tweaks. Again, you can read it in the Friday Facts. Not super huge. And then also the ability to build by dragging, and this is so nice. Primarily, this is for like, you can kind of do this. It's already kind of improved with things like turrets, and then if you turn on the grid, or really just any item, I suppose, if you turn on the grid. So for an example, just this is a little off track here, but if we take this like that, basically, and then we take a blueprint and we do this, if you turn on the grid here, basically what this will do is if you have a ghost and then you hold click, it will place them evenly like this. If you don't do that and you like hold shift, it's gonna kind of do this, or power poles are the main one, power poles, because normally if you like hold, I'm right now placing them and I want it to do this, but you can't do that with ghosts. You can do it through kind of a convoluted way if you like set a grid, blueprint this and set a grid. But in 1.1, you'll be able to actually hold and drag in ghost place with power poles, and underground belts and underground pipes are going to be the main ones, where they will like automatically connect and stuff. So just like you can do here, you'll be able to do that in ghost view, in ghost placing, which is super, super nice. They're also going to be having improved tips and tricks. So like a whole kind of almost internal game wiki of tips and tricks, which is very nicely laid out. The Factorio 2 mod has kind of an in-game thing like that. And the devs said that was, a really good way to do it. So it's going to be very similar to that. Obviously for vanilla stuff will be very nice, very helpful. Another actually pretty big one is, and this one is not 100% confirmed, but this was pretty heavily hinted at. I went over this in my other video of like my hopes and expectations for 1.1. But this was fairly heavily hinted at in a Reddit post in regards to there being the alt view. So if we like take some assemblers and set stuff, this alt view, that we can toggle on and off with alt, having this ability on the map. So having these actually show like what they're making and stuff on the map view. There is currently a debug option that does this, but this was pretty strongly hinted at by Covrex that this will actually just be a thing without going in the debug menu that you can do. Again, I will link that in the description. It was just someone's post saying, today I learned that Factorio has a map alt mode in the debug menu, and then Covrex comments, just wait for 1.1. So pretty sure it's coming. Not 100% confirmed like these other things, but pretty sure. And then also just a tiny little tweak, which I can't really show very well here, but basically a bit of a change with the continue button and confirm options. Um, so currently it's a bit weird, like when you go to set a request or something, you go to set it, and then, because you open menus like your inventory and do something and hit E normally to close it and kind of just be done. With this, if you hit E, it closes it and doesn't actually save it, so it's kind of confusing. They're going to change that so that, like, if I go to set this and then hit E, that actually acts as a confirmation to save it, just like the green button does here. Whereas escape or the X button will close it and not save it. So just a little quality of life thing that maybe has been kind of confusing to some people is in 1.1, you'll be able to then just hit E or click this and have it be done. You can also hit Enter, by the way. That's a thing you can do. But yeah, that's everything so far, the main things that have been confirmed for 1.1. I've had a lot of people ask me when I think 1.1 will come out. I have absolutely no confirmation for this. If I had to guess, I would say this year, and if I had to be more specific, I would guess or more hope for before Christmas. I mean, obviously Christmas is very close to the end of the year, but I would hope like near the end of this month, early December. That is a complete guess. Again, none of this has been confirmed. I'm not like just taking anything out of context or anything. I really don't know. That's just my hope. Just kind of my guess. I mean, the devs did say in the first Friday Facts they published after 1.0 released, like a few weeks ago, they did say that they've been working on 1.1 stuff and it was already more than halfway done, and this was like several weeks ago. So that's kind of what I'm basing my thoughts on. But that's just kind of predictions at this point. But yeah, so there you go, guys. I hope you found this helpful. If you don't keep up with all the Friday Facts and look at the Reddit that often and all this other stuff, you maybe didn't know some of this, so hopefully it kind of just gave you a better insight into what is actually coming for 1.1 so far. There is more stuff, I'm quite sure. It's going to be a pretty big update. It's actually, I've seen devs refer to it as the real 1.0. It really is going to have more features and improvements than 1.0 actually did. So it's going to be an awesome update. I can't wait for that to come out, guys. Hopefully it's pretty soon. Fingers crossed. If I ever got anything else big, do let me know. And if you have any questions and further thoughts, let me know. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think in terms of all these things that are coming. It's going to be pretty awesome. And again, check the description for the links to the Friday Facts and the Reddit post that I got this information from. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, a like is much appreciated so other people can find this video as well. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe to keep up with all the content I'm putting out for Factorio 1.0 and beyond here. And until next time, guys, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.